Welcome everyone to our Monday night team training call. My name is Stephanie Abrams. I am a Sapphire Ambassador with Plexus Worldwide. And tonight, tonight I am so ecstatic to have you guys get to know, be introduced to an awesome lady and friend of mine, and we haven't even met in person yet, so I'm really excited about going to convention. But Brooke Hemingway, and she is a mom of 5. Her husband is a doctor. She is an RN, and so she has a fresh perspective, and she's going to be sharing some of her insights tonight just on how people and how she has viewed Plexus. So I'm really excited about that. She's been with the company now since October, right, Brooke?
Yeah.
Yeah. And this month she is going to be ranking to Emerald. So, oh my goodness, this woman is a total powerhouse, and she's going to really give you guys a lot of great tips tonight. So I hope you have some pen and paper in hand and you really listen up, because there are clues to success that people have. If you want what they have, you need to watch and emulate what they're doing. So she is going to be sharing some of those tonight, and so this is a perfect opportunity for you guys to be paying attention. You know, this is not me, this is somebody else saying it, fresh face. So really listen up, because I know you're going to learn a lot, and I encourage you to start implementing what you hear tonight. So without further ado, Brooke, you go ahead and start talking. Just share a little bit of your story and how you were introduced to Plexus, and what kind of made you decide to give it a try. So there you go.
Okay. So, hey, everyone. I'm glad to be here, and I'm glad that Stephanie asked me. And I certainly don't consider myself an expert. I feel like a lot of what I've been able to accomplish has been, obviously it's been the Lord. I really feel like He placed Plexus in my lap for a reason. So I have to give Him the glory first, because I really believe that in my heart. And then I also know that it's taken a lot of people helping me to get to the point where I am. So I know it's not all me. And then sometimes it's a little bit of luck too, or divine intervention, whatever you want to call it. But there definitely are some things that I have done that have helped me to be where I am. So first of all, when I was thinking about what attracted me to Plexus, the reason that I started in the first place was because of relationships. And so we talk about relationship marketing, and we talk about how important it is to build relationships and build friendships. And the reason I started was because I knew Amy, and I admired her, with her 7 kids, and I thought she was a good Christian woman, and she was trustworthy. And even though I'd been watching her posts for like a year, and I just always scrolled past them, a year, guys, it took me a year to listen to her. I just wasn't quite ready for it, and I didn't feel a need in my life yet. But when I did, I knew her and I trusted her, and it was that relationship that helped me to finally pull the trigger. And once I pulled the trigger, I was just off and running. I was ready to go. So relationship, that was the number one thing. Also, her posts. If she hadn't been posting regularly for the length of time that she had been posting, if she had just started out all excited and posted 2 or 3 times a day for like just her first couple months, and then got discouraged because she wasn't growing super fast, I never would have seen her post 9 months or a year later, however long it was, that I finally saw her post and decided to join. So I think that was the other thing. And that just hits home to me, the importance of posting regularly. And then the thing that physiologically got me to start Plexus, as far as like my story and why, this is a story that you've heard a lot of times. I'm a mom of 5. I had been building a house. We were doing a lot of work on it. I was still working 1 night a week as a nurse. I was exhausted. I had a lot of headaches. I would snap at my kids. I felt really moody. I felt just like a bundle of nerves inside. I had a lot of digestive issues. I had a mean Diet Coke habit. I mean, I wasn't like drinking a 12 pack a day, but I had to have like 2 Diet Cokes a day
Yeah.
just to get through the day. Maybe for other people it's coffee. For me it was Diet Coke or a nap, or I had to snack all day just to make it through the day. And that just wasn't working for me because I had a 5-week-old and I knew that I shouldn't be doing that and nursing my 5-week-old because I'm all about health and fitness. Aside from being a nurse, I've been a fitness instructor for 20 years. And I had such little energy that I was worried going back to teach my fitness classes, like, how in the world am I going to last for an hour motivating people? How am I going to motivate people when I feel like I just want to lay in bed? I'm just tired.
Yeah.
So I saw a post that Amy did about postpartum, and so I was like, what the heck? I'll try this woohoo thing. Like, I didn't really have like a whole lot of hope that it was going to do something, but I don't know. I was at that point where I was ready to try it. And we hear this all the time from people. Like, they have to be receptive and they have to be at a point where they're ready in their life to start. And so I just did. I called her up. She told me how to sign up. I didn't even wait for my products to arrive. I drove to her house and got the products because I was like that desperate. I was also losing my milk supply, if I'm honest. I was drying up and I had a 5-week-old, and breastfeeding is really important to me. And that was actually probably the thing that pushed me over the edge, is that I did not want to lose that ability. So I thought I would just try it. And I did. And literally, guys, like within 7 to 14 days, like between week 1 and 2, I felt such a shift. Like, I was the person that after my 4th child had postpartum depression, and I was not going to go there again. So I felt such a shift emotionally. I felt so good. My energy felt good. I was driving home from teaching a class at the gym 6 weeks postpartum, like crying because I couldn't believe how good I felt. So that, like, to me, I was like, ding, 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 there's something about this. It works. The throbbing in my head, the waking up exhausted, the Diet Coke habits, the crazy sugar cravings, like, all of those things went away for me. Some of them took longer than others. My digestive issues took a good 6 to 8 weeks.
Okay.
But that's my story of why I started. And then I just started researching from that point on.
So I know a lot of people, they hear, oh, this person is a nurse. And so then they are the complete expert on all things health. What would you say to someone who is, has a nurse that they're trying to share with, or is intimidated by that? What would you say?
Okay, so that was probably how Amy felt. So I want to let you all in on a little secret. Nurses and doctors don't know everything. So that's my big secret. So do not be intimidated by a nurse or a doctor, because we don't know everything, guys. Like, I had to study all of this stuff just like you did. The only difference maybe is that, yes, I do have a little bit of a depth of knowledge on how the human body works, but I had to study Candida and Candida diaph, and I had to study the link between, blood sugar balance and all of these other things. I had to study up on that too. And so I would say, don't have this idea that you are less than them because you're not a nurse or a doctor, or that you can't do what I've done because you're not a nurse or a doctor. Because I spent a lot of time researching and just trying to educate myself and looking up the right answers or asking my upline. I spent the time to do that because I didn't really know it all. So I would say, first and foremost, don't be intimidated. Secondly, I think just, if you have a relationship with them, a good relationship with them, if you can just say, hey, I'd love for you to take a look at the ingredients. And, this is what I've learned they're good for. If you could tell me, like, what you think or what you feel about the ingredients and what they can do for the human body. And then sharing your story. I mean, I think always sharing your story is important, what it's done for you.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I know I've had times where it's like, oh, she's a nurse. Well, okay. And you just kind of think, like, you kind of feel this like sense of, wow, what do I say now?
Yeah, I think
No.
we let ourselves be intimidated, and it's
Yeah.
just not necessary because, I know so many nurses that are so unhealthy. In fact, most of the nurses that I work with, man, like I have a lot of nurse friends on Plexus because a lot of nurses are really unhealthy.
Yeah.
So they can relate to your story. They can
Yeah.
relate to what it's helped you with.
Yeah, no, that's great. Okay, so I know you said that you were a fitness instructor for the past 20 years. What would so obviously this is a person you're not looking to lose, 30, 50 pounds. On the outside, you appear to be very much in shape, very fit. What would you tell someone who is wanting to approach someone, say their instructor or their coach, whatever? What would you tell them?
So there's a couple different things that I thought about with fitness professionals, health and fitness professionals. If you can get somebody that's really dynamic on your team, that's great. I mean, that's a great asset because they have that influence. And there are so many reasons it's great for fitness and health. For me, I was not somebody that needed to lose a lot of weight. I did lose 10 pounds, but then again, I was postpartum, so I probably would have eventually lost that weight anyway.
Mhm.
It's just for me, I didn't have to work as hard. So when I'm talking to somebody that's in health and fitness, I talk about how I don't have to struggle with what I eat or over exercise. Whereas, before I had to make sure that I worked out 5 to 6 days a week, or else I would struggle to keep myself at the same size. I don't have time to do that now. So I exercise 3 to 4 times a week, and I weigh what I weigh when I got married before I had 5 kids 18 years ago. So that I share that testimony with them. But what I would tell people that are into fitness is there are so many things about Plexus, specifically like if we think about chromium, there's a lot of research done on chromium, even in like Muscle and Fitness magazine and these other magazines. I'm going to have to move, guys, and plug my computer in. I'm going to keep talking though. Sorry. About chromium and increasing insulin sensitivity. And if there's someone that's really well versed in exercise physiology, they will understand that insulin sensitivity is really important for exercise performance. So you could hit home on that. The other thing that's really important for athletes is inflammation and post-workout soreness. And so if you focus on oh, where's my power cord? Uh-oh. Looking for a power cord. This could be fun. I might have to join from my phone. But if you can focus in on inflammation and how much the alpha-lipoic acid, the Garcinia cambogia, and the chlorogenic acid help decrease inflammation and post-workout soreness, that's going to be a big one. As far as business goes, honestly, like if these are personal trainers and they have clients that are struggling with weight, oh my goodness, guys, we have the best tool to help people that are struggling with weight. Like this is a great tool if they've got clients and you can talk to them a little bit, about the business opportunity, and that if they've got clients that are struggling with losing weight and they're doing the workout routine and they're doing the healthy eating and they're still not losing the weight, this is the perfect tool for them to use.
Yeah. Okay, so here's something, and I have heard it a lot. I'm sure you have too. What do you say? And okay, we're talking fitness gurus here. What do you say when they're like, "Oh, I'll just do it by eating right and exercising"?
That's what I used. That was me for like 18 years or 19 years. That was me. I thought it was just exercise and what you eat, and if you needed something else, you were probably just lying about what you were eating, or you weren't exercising. That's what a lot of them think, actually, and I'm guilty of that. But now I know that I was so wrong. Like it really is more than that. And if they get into that, you kind of that's when you have to talk a little bit more about the insulin sensitivity, and you do have to talk about controlling cravings and getting the candida yeast under control, because guarantee your trainer does not really know about that stuff. Like they most likely they don't know about that. You know, that's not something that we're typically trained on. Sorry, I'm looking for the Zoom ID. Not something that we're typically trained on as trainers.
Okay. Yeah.
So definitely you're going to have to educate them a little bit, but in a non-threatening way, because, you know, if you've read How to Win Friends and Influence People, you know that everybody likes to feel like they know everything.
Yeah. Yes. And I think that's really important to remember, especially when you're dealing with someone who feels like they are the expert, whether that is as a health professional, whether that is as a fitness professional, and coming at it as a standpoint of lost her very quick. Coming at it as a standpoint of, I would love to hear, you know, what you think about this, instead of doing the, okay, you know, this is really great and you need it, but just having that, I don't know.
Right. And it's, you know, for a lot of trainers, it's just a matter of, you know, giving them the information and really, like, you know, really letting them know about the opportunity too, because honestly, I was a trainer for a lot of years, and most trainers are like, they've got to hustle. They've got to hustle to like make enough money to have their clients. Like, it's definitely a hustle. And so if you can have a real meeting where you sit down with them and you say, hey, you know, you can message them testimonials too of athletes, because we've got a lot of good testimonials of athletes that use Plexus, and you can just get them to sit down and listen to you, and you have the knowledge and the education on some of the benefits for athletes and for weight loss, and then you can sit down and show them the business plan. Like, oh my goodness, like, trainers seriously have to hustle it.
Yeah. And see, that's really good to know, because you kind of think like, well, that's their whole life and they're prosperous because they're working at the gym, but that's not necessarily the case. So
no,
showing them what this could do for their clients, for themselves,
yes,
financially,
yes,
that's really great. That's really great. Okay, so now to business. Having gone from fresh new person to now we're going Emerald this month, and you also, guys, Brooke also won the Silver Star trip, which is in Plexus. That is when you have helped a certain amount of people on your team go silver. And I think you won it. I think you had helped, what, 12? 13?
13.
13 people on her team go silver in 1 month. 1 month. So, with that being said, give us your magic tips.
Magic tips? I always say there is no magic tip, because there really isn't. But you know what changed it for me? I wish I could remember this gal's name, but I remember watching a video a few months ago that Amy had posted by a gal that went Emerald fairly quickly, and she talked about their Silver in 7 Days program. And so we started to take that really seriously, and we started to use a lot of the tips that she used on our team. So a lot of you know Emily, and she's kind of like my power partner. She's my level 1. She's one of the very first people that signed up with me. So she's very close behind me. So I've been very fortunate. I found a runner, you know, and if you have not found a runner yet, don't give up. You just have to keep casting your net wide. Like, don't be discouraged. It'll happen. You'll get somebody that's hungry, that wants it like you want it. Yeah. So that's my first tip, is just, you know, don't give up. Just keep casting your net, and you will find somebody that wants it like you do. So what we started doing is really focusing on the Silver in 7 days. So we would have massive amounts of 3-way messages going. So what we started doing is, with anybody that would sign up, as soon as they signed up, if we would tell them, you know, we want you to post this on Facebook. It was a little 2 or 3 liner about what they were going to start, Plexus, and why they were going to start, and a couple things that it could help with. And then they would typically get some interest, some people that would be like, what is this? And so then we would tell them, start a 3-way message or a 4-way message with me, Emily, you, and your friend. And so we had all these different 3- and 4-way messages going for our new people, because when people sign up new, it's kind of scary to share, right, guys? Like, I thought Amy was nutso when she told me to share on Facebook. I was like, oh, she is crazy, but I'm going to do it anyway. So I did it anyway. But if your people can know that you're going to be supportive and you're going to support them with three-way messages, I just tell them, you're going to post this, but I don't want you to stress out. You do not have to know everything. All you have to do is start a three-way message, and then we'll be right there along with you, helping to answer the questions, sharing the appropriate videos, and then you're going to learn how to respond. And guys, this is like the magical part of duplication. This is an excellent way to duplicate the way that you talk about the products and the way that you share the opportunity. Like, it's the best way to duplicate because they get to see how you answer questions and exactly what information you share. Mm-hmm. So that's really how we did the Silver Stars, is like tons of three-way messages and encouraging people from the get-go, from the moment they decided to purchase, to share on Facebook. And it's not like everyone said yes, because that's just not how it works. But you get enough people to say yes. You get 3, 4, 5 people to say yes, and they each get 3, 4, 5 three-way messages going. I mean, you can see where that's going and how it's going to happen really quickly. Mm-hmm. The other thing that we make sure we do, no matter what, even if they say they're not interested in the business, is from the get-go, we let them know that if they have 3 or 4 family members or friends start with them, that their products are free. So that's, even if they weren't thinking about the business, sometimes they'll start thinking of a couple of people. And then we say, I encourage you right now to think of 3 or 4 family members or friends that really need these products, that have some kind of health struggle, or they struggle with weight or energy. I know you have 3 or 4 people right now that this could bless, and I'd love it if you brought them to a Zoom or a 3-way call, or just started a 3-way message. And so we give that opportunity to them right away.
Yeah, that's really, I've seen that obviously you are talking from experience here. This is not like, oh, you guys should do this and it might work. This is a proven thing. So guys, pay attention, because this is why we do these trainings. We bring these people on so that you can hear and learn and apply what these people have been doing. 13 people went silver on her team in 1 month. What would that do for your growth, for your team, for the momentum of your team, inspiring others on there to be like, I can do this. Others are doing it. I know her. She joined up right before I did. And seeing your friends doing it, it helps more than just one person. It is so rewarding to have that happen. So
and it's duplicatable. If you have them do it, then when they sign people up, they're going to tell them to do the same thing.
Yes. Yep. Exactly. Exactly. Okay. So, lastly, what is some first steps? I know we talked about doing 3-way messages, posting on Facebook right away, getting them onto a Zoom. Other than that, what do you do for training your newbies, getting them off to a strong start? Do you have any specific videos that you like?
So there's a couple of things, like a list of 6 things that we encourage all new ambassadors to do. The first thing is to post on Facebook, of course, and we literally write up exactly what they should say to make it easy so they can just copy and paste.
Okay,
and then
I know we're going to have questions. So can you just verbatim say right now what it is that you have them post?
Okay, well, I'll try. This is on the spot, so I'll try. So, obviously they can vary it a little bit, but it would be like, hey guys, I'm really excited. I just ordered this new supplement called Plexus that my friend Brooke has been telling me about. It helped her to be able to sleep better, control her cravings, have more energy during the day, and have less digestive issues. I'm really looking forward to see what it can do for me. Who wants to do this with me? That's just one example, Mm-hmm. If this particular person has something more personal they want to put in their post, then I'll say, if you have something more personal you want to put in your post, go for it. And that's it. And it's it's so non-threatening. Like, I try to take the scariness out of it for people. I say, hey, it's not like you're promising people Plexus is going to cure all of their disease.
Yeah.
All you're saying is, all you're doing is inviting people to learn about Plexus and then inviting them to make their own decision, whether or not they want to try it. You're not promising anything because you don't even know yourself what it's going to do for you. So if it's ever easy to share, the easiest time to share is before you've even tried it.
Yeah.
It really is. And then we talk about also how it's fun to do something with a couple friends, like, because you can hold each other accountable. So we talk about that. Like, it's great to start with a few people. It'll keep you accountable. You can compare notes, you know.
Yeah.
So that's the first thing we do. The second thing we do, you know, if they say no to that, then we say, that's totally fine. You know, but start thinking of 3 to 4 people in your inner circle that you could PM and tell what you're going to do. We also add them all to our team page and Powered by Plexus. I have a video toolbox of 6 videos that I like every new ambassador to watch. And so I copy and paste it. And I tell them in that message, I say, copy and paste this to your notepad on your phone. And then if you come across anybody that you want to tell Plexus about, you can just copy and paste this and send it to them. So I'm giving them something that they can save on their phone. And if they end up talking to someone about Plexus, they can be like, hey, I've got a couple of videos here that will tell you about Plexus. So we send them that video toolbox. If Journey 101 is about to start, we get them enrolled in Journey 101. We have a new ambassador checklist on our Ohana Facebook page under the Files tab that basically spells out everything that I've done, that we've done to get to the point where we're at. Those are the things that we do. We don't do 3-way calls and Zooms with everyone. Honestly, there wouldn't be enough hours in the day to do that now. But what I've started doing is offering my different little teams, like a Zoom team meeting, you know, like my girl Danny has 17 people on our team. So I said, hey, Danny, let's do a Zoom for just your people. So she recently signed up a bunch of people. So doing things like that. But if you've got someone that you think is really strong, or I've got someone I think is really strong, then I would try to set up a Zoom or a 3-way.
Yeah.
So that's what we do to get them started, but really encouraging the sharing and looking for people right away is the number one thing. And then giving them that little bit of education with those 6 videos and the new ambassador checklist, like that really gets them off to a good start.
So I know again, we're going to have questions here. We're almost done, but what, could you send me your new ambassador tool kit, little 6 video list?
Yeah.
That way I can share it with.
I will.
everyone.
I will. Yeah. I'll send that. I mean, you know, it is very comprehensive. Like, I wanted to make one document where people that were really driven, like me or Emily or, you know, Danny or some of these other people on my team that are really driven, like something that they could take and look at and be like, okay, if I apply these steps, it's going to work, you know. The other thing, like, if I could think of a couple tips that were really helpful to me because the growth has been super fast, like when you find yourself in momentum and you find that your growth is picking up, you have to just go with it. Right, Stephanie?
Yeah.
You have to just go with it. And I will tell you, I won't lie, it's taken a lot of my time. Like, it's taken a lot of my time. It's been like a full-time job. Like, that's what it's been. But I am not complaining because I'm going to be Emerald. And so I can't complain. So if it's growing and if you have momentum, make yourself available. Obviously, you have to make limits for yourself, but make yourself available and go with that growth, and it'll be worth it.
Yeah.
Because the sacrifice, I mean, I love this simple quote, don't give up what you want most for what you want now. So maybe what you want now is to sit on the couch and watch TV, or maybe what you want now is to be able to go to all of your kids' basketball games, or maybe what you want now is to just take a full day off, like because I just had a giant catheter stuck in my neck, or, you know, like they're all things that we want right now. But if you're not willing to sacrifice something, you won't make it to the end. And I've always felt like the things that are most worth it, they take a lot of sacrifice. And so you do have to be able to balance and find what you're willing to sacrifice.
Yeah.
The couple of practical things that I think are really helpful if you've never done, guys, is start saving responses to the notepad on your phone.
Yeah.
I wish I had done this months and months and months ago, because I can't even tell you how many times I've been asked, how much does Plexus cost? Or what is Plexus? Or why is it not FDA approved? Or why is there green coffee bean in Slim? Or what's the difference between Boost and Accelerator? Or why do you think I should take the triplex? Like what, like all these standard questions we get, I now have a separate note in the notes on my phone, so I can just copy and paste, and maybe I'll personalize it a little bit, but that will save you tons and tons of time. I have so many things saved there.
Yeah.
And then just creating those files on your computer, Plexus and rheumatoid arthritis, Plexus and whatever, like creating those files, so boom, you can share them. Just get yourself organized in that way, and get yourself prepared so that when you get to the point of momentum, you're not dying.
Yes. Yeah. No, I mean, that is so huge, because I tell people, they may be in a stage where nothing's happening right now and they're just sowing. But I tell them, I love to say, I said, it's a law. It's a law. You reap what you sow. It is going to happen. So while you are not there yet, be preparing yourself, be growing yourself, have these things in place, have your notes, have all of this now, so that when it happens, you're going to be saving so much time and headache and stress because you prepared.
Yes, that is an eternal law. You reap what you sow. So, put the time in now if you're not very busy, like if you're not adding a lot of people right now. I did have times in the beginning where I went like 3 weeks without signing anybody up, and I thought, oh no, nothing's happening, like we all have those times when we're like, just feel like nothing's going to happen. And now I'm just sitting back, like, I'm just amazed, like, at what's happening this month. I can't even believe it. The other thing that I would say is, don't set goals that are too low for yourself. Dream big. Like in the beginning, I set really low goals for myself. And I feel like if you set a goal that's kind of high, you're going to be pushed to want to try to achieve more. So don't underestimate your potential, and don't set your goals too low.
Yeah, that is so awesome, Brooke. I am so thankful that you were able to be on tonight, especially after just having your procedure and being off of your main schedule on a different island. But I know that what you shared is going to help a lot of people. Just hearing it from someone who has done it, who is doing it. And different things. Again, there's clues that successful people leave, and you are sharing, you are telling people what to do. So now it's up to them to actually do it, and if you feel yourself ever getting stuck, guys, go back to basics.
Yes.
Posting. Are you sharing consistently? Brooke did not sign up for a year. Okay? I mean, imagine what would have happened if Amy had just dropped off the face of the earth and quit.
And now Amy has 600 people on her team because she kept posting for a year, and I joined her team. So just don't give up. Like, don't stop believing in yourself. Don't give up.
Yep. I appreciate you being on here, Brooke. Thank you so much. And be sure to text me that thing so I can add it into our group, because I know everybody's going to be wanting to get your little toolkit. So thank you again for joining us tonight. And you guys have a wonderful evening, and we will see you later. Bye.
Aloha.